Hey, it's Mike with the 61 Beetle. Today I have a issue where I'm swapping this aluminum pulley for a stock steel pulley, and I just want to say, like, I had two bad experiences with aluminum pulleys. On the bus here, I had an aluminum pulley, and I was driving somewhere, and the hole just got almost like shredded, and it was wobbling, and wound up almost stranding me, but I wound up just getting rid of it and going back to stock steel pulley. And over here, you know, I had this issue where I shredded in the last video or two ago, I shredded a one of these fan belts, and I looked, and if you look at this pulley, the way that it goes, here, I'll just set this up here and you can take a look. See if you can see what happens if I look right down the line here. Maybe that's possible to see. I probably have to raise that up just a little bit. Let me just start it real quick and you can see what I'm talking about. Look at this, it just wobbles. You can see the wobble. It wobbles a little bit too, but it wobbles. And I think the fact that it wobbles, you know, I tried to do this thing where I held a pencil right here and I saw where it was sticking out, and I kind of whacked it with a, you know, just to try to straighten it out a little bit. But what I've just noticed is I think I just want to go back to a steel pulley. So what I did is I bought this pulley. You know, nothing particularly fancy about that, but it's steel, and I believe it's just stronger in terms of its connecting to the crankshaft, and so I'm going to swap that out. So in order to do that, I need my big wrench, and I'm going to go ahead and get this thing off. And I just switched everything to have stainless steel. So this one I had looks like this. Swapping it for something that looks like this. What I don't know is if I still need the washer on there. I don't think so, because it's basically built in on this one. So what's important is that it's wider than this so that it pushes the whole thing down. So that's what I'm gonna do. See if I can get this one off. Which, see, it's also loose, so it just comes right off. And now what I don't know is if the profile of this is the same, so it'll give me the same offset. And if you look at this one, and you look at this one, you know, they're both 7-inch pulleys. So let's see if I can get this on there with the let's see. So I have the Woodruff key is still in place. This guy, I just have to slide it on there with the Okay, so I noticed that I had let this shim come off, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this shim back on. It's better for it to be further out, because I can always shim this one. If it's too far in, then I can't. And then what I want to do is, on this guy, you can see where my top dead center is. So this is a pulley that has the markings on it. So I can set this one up so that the woodruff key is exactly in the right spot. And then what I can do is mark a couple of things. What I want to do is I'm going to have my two important marks here, which are TDC which is right here, TDC is right there, and then 7.5 is important. So I'm going to go ahead and put one 7.5 and at 30. I'm trying to remember which side of that you want, because you want it advanced. So I guess I'll do it symmetrically, because I'm more on and I don't know which side I want, but I want 7.5 and 30. I know that. So I'm going to put on each side 7.5 and 30. And that's not a big deal to just have an extra little mark there. So I'm gonna go. I have these marks. TDC 7.5, 30. All right. So give me my marking. Okay, so it winds up looking like this. TDC 7.5 and 30, and just because I don't know whether it goes 7.5 and 30 left or right, but I just did it on both. I don't really care. So now that I have my shim on there, I should be able to get this pulley on. Get the shim in place. So you really only need to get it in as far as till where you can feed the threads, which isn't that far, but I'm going to do it with the back side of this hammer. See if that's far enough. So just need to be able to thread this on, and I can, so that's good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of thread lock that is Loctite, because I want to make absolutely certain that threads in there nicely. So get a tiny bit of thread lock, make sure that doesn't come out. All right, here we go. Just gonna. What I've noticed is that engine jiggle can cause stuff to really just come out. So I do this. So I ought to take care of it. Not sure how tight I need that to be, but it's definitely pushing on the wheels a little bit. I'm gonna assume that that is good enough. Now, we'll put the new belt on here. The belt looks great. And let's see how many shims. I'll start with, it feels tighter. All right, so this belt feels quite a bit tighter than my other one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start with 4 shims on the inside. And then this guy. I have a feeling it's gonna be too tight, but I think I'm gonna need more shims on the inside. Actually, deflection on that is pretty good. So it's supposed to have 5/8 of an inch. Looks good. So I'm gonna go with that. I just guessed. Or I think I put 1 or 2 shims on the outside, the rest on the inside. So let's start it up and see how it looks in terms of the alignment. Alright, this is the new pulley setup. That looks good. This one looks pretty good. And that's my new bolt. And the stainless steel bolt down below. Okay, so now let's check the deflection after running this. So, you know, I feel like that's pretty good. I mean, you're supposed to get 5/8 of an inch when you push it. When I do that, it's pretty good. And the alignment in this belt looks really good. And this, you know, I don't know if I really like the look of this bolt sticking out that far, because what I used to have was this with a lock washer. So, you know, but the other thing is you don't want that to come off. So, you know, I could put a drop of Loctite on that as well. So I just decided I'm gonna do it because I don't, let's put 1 drip on here. That will prevent anything from coming off. And I have to replug in my air compressor. All right, final torquing. new one, so I go 7.5. So 7.5. When I set the thing, it goes 7.5. Probably see, you didn't see it. Well, top dead center is right there. If I go to 0, it's the 7.5 mark perfectly. So what's interesting is when you have the dial like this, you don't really need the marks where they are, but I go 7.5. So that's where it is. So it's actually like 6.5. So that's pretty good. All right. So overall, I'm happy with that. I have the new stainless steel bolt and nut there for the pulleys. They're torqued down really well. One little drop of Loctite red, just keep it in place, but I should still be able to get it off fine. And then what I'm getting rid of is this, where I've noticed that when you have aluminum, you can just get, it has more tolerance on this. And when you run it, you can actually eventually, because it's a softer metal, you can make the aluminum pulley just basically loose, and then it starts to flop and it can mess up your bearings in your inside your crankshaft. So I just don't want to mess with that. I had 2 issues where I had to tighten it and I had to redo some stuff, and I was like, I'm done with aluminum pulleys, especially after I had the issue on my bus where I ran it for miles and then finally noticed that it was flopping around. And so anyway, hope you like the steel pulley and the pulley hardware, and like or subscribe, and well, we'll see what my next video will be. I'm not sure yet. All right, take care. Talk to you later.